So this is the bot I built. It's pretty similar to the one that we were showed how to build in the directions in class. I tried to make it as simple as I possibly could, so it is a little bit different. The main difference is how I attached the two side rails holding the wheels together, and that was using the 3D printed box that is holding the Arduino together, and this plate that's holding out that the battery rack is on. So let me just explain a few things quickly about what I did here. So I used a large back wheel and a small front wheel. So unlike what we were showed in class, I only have two-wheel drive, and this was because my large back wheel and small front wheel was, when they were all driven together, it was giving me some weird reactions, and I was unable to control it very well. So I put the omnidirectional wheels in the front and made them free-flying, took the gear out, so they just spin, and that got me a much better, straighter, better turns. I did try to hide all the wiring underneath of the box. I zip-tied it together. My biggest problem with this was these rails. When I first connected it, I was only connected to the inside rail, and it misaligned so that these, so my tires were having a hard time because the axles were getting kind of bent inside. So to fix that, I added this rail in the back that goes all the way across, and then I added this rail in the front. That's actually a dual rail sort of thing, because the one I found was too short. So I added this flat piece, which, as you can see, is kind of bent. But the bend, it reached out, and then when I snugged it up, it pulled this all together real nice and tight, so everything was perfect and flat. So yeah, that's it. I got my push button here, which I used for the timer to turn it on and off. I got this push button here, which is the one that used to sense if something was in front of it. And that's my robot. So when I press this push button, the LCD screen, before it's pressed, it says stop. After I press it, it'll go through the cycle that it went through the maze and tell you what it did. When it gets to the end, it goes back so that I have to press the button again in order to restart the program. So for part 2 objective of the maze bot, I used the push button in front to control it so that it could, and gave it some intelligence so that it could get through the maze. So if I push this button once, it should go right, and then go forward again. And then, given enough time, if it hasn't hit anything and I hit the button again, it'll again turn right. If it were to hit a wall, turn right, and then hit another wall immediately, it'll then do a 180 and turn left, like I'll show right now. And if it was to hit another wall, it would stop. But yeah, that's how that works. Here's my maze bot. I fixed the logic so that when it comes to the end of the track and is confronted by 3 walls, immediately it will stop. Before, you probably noticed in the end of my video that when it came to the end of the track, there were no walls at the end. That was because I didn't have the logic at the time in my maze bot so that it would stop. What would have happened is it would have turned left, then it would have turned right, or it would have turned right and then left, and then it would have turned right again, and basically just went back where it came from. So what I did was I added another while statement and another if statement after my left turn, stating that after it jumps out of my left-hand turn, it'll go forward, And if it encounters another wall within a specific time limit, then it will stop. So I'm going to display that. I'm going to show you a right turn, then a left turn, and then a stop with the push button on the LCD screen. All the programming is the same otherwise. So you can see that in my code that I put in my document. So we got forward, one tap is a right hand turn, tap, tap, left hand turn, tap, 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 we got to stop. So that's how it works, and that's all I have to show you at this point.